First State Bank Studios. This is KBEL 96.7 FM.
Come on Facebook and YouTube.
Broken Hope, Idaho's first 96.7 KBEL.
There's a new style of fishing going on today, but it's not done with rods, reels, or tackle at the Idaho National Bank. Never provide your personal information in response to an unsolicited request. No legitimate business or financial institution will ask you for information by an email. Helping your dreams become reality at the Idaho National Bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Fiber optics have replaced and are replacing the old broken low cable lines in Idaho. This is bringing high-speed internet and satellite quality television to your home and business in Idaho. The internet is lightning fast and the television reception is amazing. And it includes Oklahoma City television stations. Visit the Pine office in Idaho for more information on the fiber optic plans becoming available to all Idaho businesses and residents. The Pine office is on Southeast Washington in Idaho, right next door to Milano's Pizza.
Live from First State Bank Studios, good morning. I'm Oran Jackson.
And I'm Micah Frazier.
And it's 7 a.m. We're committing this time to reading some scripture. Today it's Ephesians 6. It says, finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. That was Ephesians 6. This reminds us that strength doesn't come from trying harder. It comes from plugging into God's power. When you step out today, you're not stepping out unprotected. You've got spiritual armor, wisdom, and strength backing you up. Whatever distractions, temptations, or frustrations pop up, you are equipped to stand firm. God's power is your defense, and his protection goes with you wherever you go. This 7 a.m. scripture is brought to you by Trey Collins Construction and Trucking Company. That's 580-236-9295.
And we'll be talking about holiday woes you can avoid easily this holiday season. Stick with us. You're listening to Oran Jackson and Micah Frazier here on 96.7 KBEL. Get your request in 286-6642. Let us know what you want to hear on this beautiful Wednesday morning, December 3rd. Don't forget, you can also text 286-6642 and let us know what you want to hear. You're listening to Live on 259 in the morning. Here's John Party with Head Over Boots.
Sweep you off your feet tonight. I want to hold you tight. Would you like a water, Chip?
Yes, please. Appreciate it. What's going on Facebook? Salutations, Sean Duckett. That was John Party, Head Over Boots. Classic song. And just has that swing that makes you want to get out there and dance this holiday season, this Christmas season. And here's some things that, some statistics about the holiday and Christmas season. And participation and celebration, about 85% of U.S. adults say they plan to celebrate Christmas in a given year. So about 85% of the United States, so 15% either don't celebrate or possibly celebrate a different, we're so blended here in the United States. Some people may choose to, you got Kwanzaa, you got all these other, celebrations and stuff. And some people, I've never met nobody, but, some people may just not do Christmas. You never know. Different strokes for different folks. In 2024 alone, the winter holiday season, a survey found that 92.8% of respondents plan to celebrate a winter holiday, with Christmas being the most common, showing that the holiday remains popular even among people who don't identify as Christians. So, but to me, that's kind of like, we don't celebrate Halloween, but we let the kids dress up as princesses and Mario, and we have a cakewalk, and we give out candy and stuff, the trunk or treat and stuff, and it's like that's Halloween. That's Halloween. That's all it is. Like, I don't know that it doesn't have to be goblins and devils and all this stuff. That's Halloween. That's all it is the kids are getting candy, and they get to dress up as a football player, or just somebody. It's not all ghosts and goblins, but if you're gifting people because of the holiday season, because it's this, that's Christmas. It's okay to say we celebrate Christmas. Don't try to change it up. Don't try to make it into something that something new, when it's like all you're doing is just renaming it. That's basically what the majority of the United States is celebrating. Not everybody celebrates for the real reason, the reason of the season. And that's okay. It's just, when you try to go so far away from something and try to name it something else, it just looks, I don't know, doesn't make any sense. Let us know what you think, and let us know how you'll be celebrating this holiday, this Christmas season. 286-6642. Here's Morgan Wallen with Love Somebody.
What's the Jewish one? Happy Hanukkah?
Hanukkah, yeah. Sean Duckett celebrates Hanukkah.
For real?
Nah.
Oh. I was going to say. No! Yeah. This is KBEL. Good morning. Yes, ma'am. Thanks for listening. Tennessee Christmas.
You're listening to 96.7 KBEL, and if you haven't got your Christmas shopping done yet, do you set a date, Oran Jackson, to when you're going to be done?
I do not, but I need to.
I think that's what a lot of us run into is, there's always tomorrow or there's always next week until it's like, oh, Christmas is next week. And when am I going to get the time to do this? I got to go to work. I got to do this and that. The weekends are packed with joyous festivities and stuff. I'm not going to have time to do this. So that's one of the woes that you can avoid this holiday season. The stores are packed, prices surge, and you end up panic buying gifts people don't actually want. You ever done that where you just need something? Mom's got a bunch of candles or a bunch of wax melt, scents. And you're just like, that'll do. Get her another wax melt lamp or whatever you call that. Get her another, pen organizer or, something like that for the office when she's got a dozen of those. But you just need something. So here's how to avoid that. Setting a firm shopping cutoff date and using a simple gift list. Online ordering, stick to guaranteed delivery windows. And those windows are closing up by the day, depending on where you're ordering. Now, if you're looking for those deals and, on those cut rate stuff that's coming from overseas, I would dare say, you should have ordered that last month. But, you never know. You might luck out. But as far as I know, the 15th or the 17th, 18th, and 19th is the cutoff date. If you want that package delivered by the post office, I think the 17th is your daily regular mail, first class mail. The 18th is your, what do you call that? Not express, but the priority. And then your priority express at the earliest or at the latest is the 19th. And that is when they can guarantee that it will get there before Christmas. So, what's today? The 3rd? So you got 2 weeks basically to get those in and get those shipped off. So you really need to be making up your decisions here within the next week. So you can make sure it's wrapped and you send it off in time so that Granny gets those pictures and stuff that you sent. How about overbooked schedules? The woe is too many parties, too little energy. You ever just been like that where it's just like, everybody's doing something about this season and you're just like, I just want to stay home. Like, I don't feel like getting out. It's cold, especially in the morning like this. It's like, I don't feel like going out just for 30 minutes, especially, that, we're going to do our holiday party or Christmas party for work. And it's like, it's only going to be 30 minutes. I don't feel like getting out in the cold, getting dressed. I done got home. I'm fine here. But you can avoid that by saying, let me check my calendar before accepting invitations Prioritize events that genuinely matter. You're listening to 96.7 KBEL, and we got a request for Tennessee Christmas by Alabama. What are you cooking this morning, Sean Duggett? Hey, look, Grandma got ran over by a reindeer. Yeah, that's gonna have to be like 8. After 8. Like, why do you like these slow ass the slow songs? My bad. Every song is just like, jeez. All right, that was Tennessee Christmas by Alabama. And here's, I did a basketball game last night, and a lot of the things were questionable. The calls and stuff, and there's nothing against referees. I'm not a referee. I specifically said that. I seen some things that maybe could have been called, and maybe that were getting called that the crowd, for sure, the away crowd, was not liking, and I could see why, but I'm not a referee. So, I just come up, thinking about some things before yelling at the referee. I understand, heat of passion, in the heat of the moment. But I mean, when you're getting a lot of calls against your players, and then no calls against yours, you kind of start feeling like, hey, this is getting one-sided, And I think all coaches would agree that we just want a fair game. If you're going to call things, call it every time. Don't let somebody go and then call the next person. Like, you have to call it out. But here's some things that whether you're a player, coach, or fan to think about before yelling at said referee. Ask yourself, will yelling actually change the call? Usually not. And it can easily make things worse. Oh, yeah. Like I said, at the Broken Bow game, the last game, the 2 weeks ago, this quarterfinals, the fans get into it, and yes, there were some calls that were not being called. That at this point is like, how are you going to let our kids get hurt? Because at some point, the other team realized they weren't going to win the game, so they just started headhunting. And it wasn't even trying to play football anymore. It was, can I get away with this? And at what point, as a referee, as a grown man, as a person, no doubt probably a father or maybe a grandfather, do you say, regardless of how I feel, I got to protect these kids from injury or anything like that? But I did see that once the crowd got on their bad side, it was much easier for them to call against Broken Bow the next time and the next time. So if you're out there listening and you're going to be heading out to Ada this Saturday or this Friday, the doors open at 5:30. Game starts at 7. But if you're going to be heading out there, and there probably will be some calls that we feel like should be called or should not be called, or it's getting one-sided. But just remember that it doesn't always help, but it most certainly does go against your team sometimes. That it gets easier. It gets a lot easier to call that next flag, just simply because you're working my nerve. So reacting emotionally often undermines the point. And we'll have some more on that. And like I said, it's just something to think about. I'm not a referee. So hey, let him do what he does. That's his business. But I certainly don't want to be the cause of why my team is getting penalized. I certainly don't want that to happen. So it's a lose-lose situation. They're already making the calls. You yelling is not going to change anything, but it could change the fact that the next call is going to be easier to call just because you're getting on their nerves now. And it's really up to them. It's up to the ref to make those calls. Whether they call it or not is up to them, completely up to them. No ifs, ands, or buts. The OSSAA is going to back them up regardless, even if they're totally wrong. And we have had that. We've had those calls that made changes in games that have lost. We've lost and, took it to the OSSAA, and all they said was, well, we got to back our guy. So just be mindful of that. We got some more Christmas music for you. Here's Elmo and Patsy with Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Enjoy, kids.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer, walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You could say there's no such thing as Santa.
Sean Duggan's cooking omelets today. Good morning, Cassie Johnson. And let me tell you, Sean Duggett will be one of those guys that, I guarantee you Sean Duggett was one of those fans that was getting on the referee's nerves. He stands by the field.
This guy.
And incriminating claw marks on her back.
He said, and was. I'm so glad Sean Duggan's driving me to the game and paying for my way in Friday. You believe that?
I don't believe
It's
it.
crazy. This guy, he's he gets paid Friday, I believe. So it's all on him.
Almost.
Sean Duggett wants to stand out there in the cold, spend gas money, and cheer for them sandwiches. And he's going to take all of his kids and the neighbors' kids just so he can spend $120 on tickets.
That's crazy.
He's a generous man.
What's up, Cassie Johnson? Miss Johnson.
And the blue and silver candles that were just to match the hair in Grandma's wig. I warned all of my friends and neighbors, better watch out for yourself. They should never give a license to a man who drives a sleigh and plays with elves. Grandma got run over by a
Reindeer.
walking home from our house Christmas Eve. Now you can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. Singing Grandma got run over by a reindeer, walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe.
Doing good. How you doing, Cassie?
Your guys are good. Just chilling.
Merry Christmas indeed. That was Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. A classic Christmas song that you got to play. I remember hearing that as a youngin'. That and Jeff Foxworthy's 12 Days of Christmas. That was a good song. Some more things you can think of, before you yell at that ref, know the rules of the sport. Often a lot of people know the gist of the sport and what you're supposed to do, but they actually don't know the rules. And that can come into play when, there used to be, I can't remember, but at one game, watched a football game, and we're the away team. So that makes it even worse, is the fact that we're away. We're, about 2.5, 3 hours away from home, playing one of the district teams. And this lady is like, hey, we're on offense. The boys are, run the ball. And the defense is trying to strip the ball from our player. And this lady is just getting so mad and calling out the ref because they're pulling the ball away from our player. And it's like, that's legal. It's on us to control, keep the ball in control of the ball. So, a lot of that stuff, so many things that people don't know about the sport that they love is just crazy to me. And the fact that they call out the refs is wild because things do change, especially now. You think of football now, what used to be legal back even when I played, back in the mid-2000s, there was no helmet to helmet. There was no defenseless player. There was no, blindside block. You just got ear-holed, bud. Hey, you got to keep the famous line from every coach in the 2000s was keep your head on a swivel because you can get got by anybody. But now you have all these, different things. So I see there's a clip between Florida and Oklahoma in a national championship. The first play, Oklahoma tries to, go yard, son. Boom, launches it. And there's a interview with that safety. He's like, yeah, I could have intercepted it, but I didn't want the ball. I wanted to strike fear in their offense. And he just waylays that receiver, just straight helmet to chest. Right when the ball got there, maybe a little early. I don't know. I'm not a referee, but I get so I see so many comments saying, oh, that's illegal. That's like, no, bro, that was football back in the day. You should have been there. You would have never made it back in the day. Always got to keep your head on a swivel. That's why, so many, there used to be a saying with receivers, he heard footsteps, because they would not go for the ball because they knew Ray Lewis is coming across the middle and they ain't having that. Like, nah, they'd rather it get intercepted or just hit the ground rather than them get hit by Ray Lewis. It was a problem back in the day. Ray Lewis would not stand a chance in this, this era of football. And that's okay. I understand player safety and stuff. Just know we was wild out there like that. And it only gets more wilder because there was rules that I remember my dad was like, oh, they got so many rules for football. It used to be football back in the day. So no doubt, player safety and stuff, just know we was out there wilding, Oran Jackson. No rules, son. Wild. You're listening to 96.7 KBEL. We got Micah's Man Up coming up in about 13 minutes. Here's Fast As You by Dwight Yoakam. So we're still reeling from Tulsa.
Yes, sir.
She's a good deal. Are y'all back from Tulsa or y'all just not coming back? Sean Davis says, no, that was illegal. Even Jack Tatum wouldn't have done that. Oh, Jack Tatum would have murdered that man. They used to give out awards for taking people's head off. I could tell Oran Jackson about Jack Tatum, but perhaps showing him would be better. Didn't he paralyze somebody? Like, he straight up paralyzed a guy in a game.
That's crazy.
We're back, got back about 6. Nice. How's
If I paralyze someone in football or a sport, dude, I would just quit.
that was the beauty of it. It was like a pride back in the day. It was like,
To paralyze someone.
hey, my bad, dog. But that's how bad of, that's how great I am. After they poked and poked, Cade, Dad doesn't want to take him back there, and I don't either. That's rough. Did the Owen in that work after that?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, they called him the assassin. Oh, wow.
The assassin.
He was trying. Oh, yeah, he was trying to kill him, but he only paralyzed him.
I get to be the man in the locker room, and you get to be paralyzed. Okay, Dad doesn't want to take him back there. I don't either. Imagine how much we're sleeping.
That was Fast as You by Dwight Yoakam. Here's some things you can think about when, just trying to have less woes this Christmas season, this holiday season. Think about the travel chaos. The woe is your delayed flights, lost luggage, endless security lines. You can avoid it by choosing early morning flights. Those seem to be the best. I've had like about 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock flights. Even that's a little bit too late because everybody gets there, wants to get there at 8. They want the 8 a.m. flight. Nobody wants that 4 a.m. flight. And getting through security and stuff is a breeze. Like there's still people there, but the line moves wicked crazy. Everybody's ready to go. Like, they get up at 4 o'clock for nothing or 3 o'clock for nothing. So getting through security and all that stuff. But if you get an 8 a.m. flight, I've had a layover for a 3-hour layover. It was horrible. And you just got to find something to do. And now everybody's starting to show up at the airport. It's packed. Everybody's trying to eat. Everybody's trying to shop and all this stuff. And it's just horrible. But, choose the early morning flights. Flying nonstop when possible and using digital luggage trackers can help you avoid those woes. You're listening to 96.7 KBEL, and here is the ONN Network.
From the Oklahoma News Network.
Okay, so we even praying. I said, I know, imagine how much worse it would have if we didn't. I hate that. It's terrible.
They talk about Hoosier in here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they talk about the new road they're building.
You send all these people to go find volunteer hours every week, there's not going to be enough. Like nonprofits.
Okay, Sean Doug, I think I figured out.
That's not how it works. Not just punishing that parent, you're punishing that kid, right? Because that's their whole family's budget.
How to show videos and stuff.
About 1 in 8 lower income people rely on SNAP to help buy groceries. The woman charged in a deadly crash with a Tulsa fire truck is now suing the city of Tulsa and the Tulsa Fire Department. Michael Ford has details.
Back in 2024, Keosha Rucker turned in front of a Tulsa fire truck that was responding to a structure fire. Crash killed 4 people in the vehicle and caused a pregnant passenger to miscarry. Rucker was left partially paralyzed. She has now filed a lawsuit in Tulsa District Court alleging the driver of that fire truck was traveling at an unsafe speed and improper. Testified manslaughter charges will be sentenced on December 16th. So she had cocaine and marijuana in her system.
An 18-year-old Jaden Manning's body was found November. And 17-year-old Darian Cole were arrested on Jackie O'Brien.
Is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date? Sure.
Go, I got it.
You should wait 30 minutes.
There you go.
house or in Tulsa are
How does it look on your side? Because it seems choppy.
for a study to help the site for more information. State men's basketball. State 93 to 83 left. Yeah.
This is the ONN.
All right, so apparently that is asking too much of our poor computer trying to screen share. Looks fine, just glitchy. Yeah, just. That's right. Live on 259 with Oran Jackson and Micah Frazier here on this beautiful Wednesday morning, December 3rd on Out of Bills First, 96.7. How you doing today, Oran Jackson?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I'm doing great. A little bit chilly out there. Hope everybody's bundled up. I know my son's probably not. He probably didn't even wear a jacket to get to the bus. But hey, he'll deal with that this weekend. He ain't missing no more days. We got Micah's Man Up coming up right after Why Not Me by the Judds. Very classic song. Yeah, I'll have to work on that. We'll have to see if what's going on with that. Well, what's so frustrating is they had the machine to find his veins, but they didn't use it. The nurse said, well, he had a vein in his hand. I stopped her and said, I don't want you to hear one more word come out of your mouth. It's your mess up, and now he suffers. She tried to come back and say something else, and I said, I told him I don't want to hear one word come out of you, laugh out loud. She shut up and went on. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just and they didn't have his Zofran ready, which is anti-nauseous, so I had to call and jump over all over his doctor. The nurse said she couldn't ever get a hold of the doctor. So I said, well, I will get a hold of her and I will bring you this phone and you can get it in this treatment plan. That worked eventually. After I got on with the doctor and 2 other nurses, it was an act of God to get anti-nausea meds, I absolutely swear. That's crazy. Sean, I said, I need you to change your intro music. It's Oran Jackson, Mike Frazier, and Sean Duckett live. I think that sounds better. Well, we got to add Cassie Johnson, too. And matter of fact, where is TJ Ferguson today?
I don't think he was here yesterday either.
Really? Well, I thought maybe because of yesterday, we got on late because of that deal. We had to log back into our Facebook, whatever. Anyways, need to see about OU's children and getting there. There, close is a complete joke. Choose chaos from the start to finish. I hate that for them. But that's another reason why it scares me about, everybody's go-to now is to go into the medical field. Nursing, and all this stuff. Because not strictly to help people, that's part of it, but that's where the money is. That's, living around here as a female, you're more likely to work for, go into the medical field because, you're RN, because you can get grants and stuff. There's the opportunity here, even in the smallest of towns. That's right, the Jugs, and it is time for Micah's Man Up moment here on 96.7 KBEL. And this time of year has a certain magic to it, Oran Jackson. Christmas lights start twinkling, Hanukkah candles glow, Kwanzaa gatherings warm the soul. And every celebration brings its own stories, traditions, and memories. It's a season full of diversity, joy, and togetherness. No matter what you celebrate or how you celebrate it, let's be real for a second. With all the busyness, the shopping, the crowds, the family get-togethers, there's always that one guy who forgets what the season is about. So just don't be that guy. If you celebrate Christmas, celebrate Christmas. But there's always that guy that just everybody has to celebrate Christmas. There is how many? I don't even know how many people in the United States. Billions of people in the United States alone. We're not all going to be thinking the same way or doing the same thing. But it's perfectly okay to enjoy your Christmas without imposing on somebody who celebrates Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever, or who doesn't celebrate at all. It's perfectly fine to go on about your business. So just don't be that guy. Be the one who smiles, who shows kindness, and spreads a little peace wherever you go. And honestly, if you are celebrating that Christmas season, lead by example. Celebrate your way. Respect others and let the season shine, and let them see the holiday season, the Christmas season, the reason for the season. Let them see that shine through your actions. That has been Micah's Man Up moment here on this beautiful Wednesday morning. I hope the kids got to school on time. If not, hey, it's okay. It's midweek. We're almost there, Oran Jackson. Almost to Friday. Almost to the state semifinal round for the Broken Bow Savages. And I believe Idabel has a basketball game tomorrow. Isn't that right? We'll have to check with the one and only Cornelius Neal with his Warrior Minute. But first, here's Ronnie Millsap with Wouldn't Have Missed It for the World. Oh, you can laugh. Boy, you won't ever see me mad for hateful when it comes to Cade. Boy, I can become an absolute grizzly bear, and I love it. Sean says, and if you don't want to celebrate Jesus, then you can get the heck out of here.
I agree with you on that.
Did you say Jesus or Jesus, Sean Duggan? Let's try. Let's see. Let's try something else. It's been a while. Let's try this again. Cass says that's right, Sean. He says, Jesus. Figure out what's going on.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Barney and Ben. Dolls that'll talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas
basketball games.
everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel,
Because
one
I
in
know
the
a lot
park
of
as well.
times
It's the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
For people like Sean,
Soon the bells will start, and the thing that will make them ring is the carols that you sing right within your heart.
Big shiner on the nose. That's why I'm not a referee. But the Reds got one angle, and it makes an instant decision, and I think that's what gets it right. How many times have you been watching basketball or football?
It's beginning to look a lot like
But you see
Christmas.
somebody, the coach or somebody saying,
Toys in every store,
"Can I get a call?" And you know that's pass interference.
but the
That's
prettiest
totally
sight to see
in reality, it wasn't.
is the holly that will
Throws that flag
be
late.
on your own front
It was
door.
influence of the player or the coach that
Sure,
really gets the
it's
crowd going.
Christmas.
If you throw the flag, that's fine. But if
One
you wait till somebody tells you,
more.
"Hey, that's holding for it. That's a block for the back." I think that's what we were like. You don't make the call, make the call, but don't make the call because somebody told you to make the call. You know, they might have information you don't, but still, there's some. It's a cut and dry. It's a double-sided coin. You know, I'm over here on the side of the referee, but on the other side, I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes they miss things. That's so obvious. And think about the credibility. Calm, specific complaints are taken more serious than shouting. Yelling makes it easier to dismiss you as emotional, even if you're right. And that one of the coaches got a technical last night, and it was like he was perfectly fine with it because he had had enough. Like he walked it off with pride, like, you know, staring at his home or at his fan base, like, yeah, I did that, and that's totally fine. Hey, you earned it, bud. But let's just keep that in mind for the poor referees. You're listening to 96.7 KBEL, and we've got Sticks and Stones, a very classic by Tracy Lawrence. 4 minutes before the top of the hour here at 96.7 KBEL. Maybe you like lamb or spaghetti and meatballs, Sean Duckett?
Save on new appliances at Best Buy.
I'm going to call his endocrinologist right now and ask her if they can do these infusions at OU, the best hospital I've ever been to. Okay. The one in Oklahoma City, OU Children's.
This is from Dr. Spots. As we look at our products, we're gonna take you on a ship to another journey. We've conquered new evidence that there is life. I'm getting down with the funky guitar.
That was Tracy Lawrence with Sticks and Stones. And they may break bones, but words will never hurt those referees, Oran Jackson. This is the sad truth. What about your spending budget on the holiday season, the Christmas season, the festive season? Here's some things to avoid, or just some statistics. According to the 2025 survey by National Retail Federation, the U.S. consumers plan to spend an average of $890 per person, and 49 cents per person on holiday gifts, food, decorations, and other seasonal items. The second highest amount in the survey 23-year history. A different analysis by NerdWallet estimated that U.S. adults will collectively spend $242 billion on holiday gift shopping and nearly $311 billion on travel, flights, and hotels during the holiday season. Now I ask you, where in the Christmas story did it say that we were supposed to be spending $311 billion on Christmas? You know what? I'm done. Now, not the kids are at school and stuff. I'm done doing all these holidays where I got to spend money. Done, Oran Jackson. I'll get you some food. I'll cook for you. Whatever. But I'm done showing people that I love them strictly because they have come up with a new holiday for me to spend money. It doesn't make any sense to me anymore. The electric's on, the water's on. I show up to family gatherings and stuff. I don't need to bring presents into the mix to show how much I love you. Simple gifts, the simple way. This is me personally. You don't have to think that way. I know a lot of people enjoy gifting others. Totally fine. Not against it. I'm just saying, as for me, I'm kind of done because you know what's after Christmas? They bring out the Valentine's Day stuff. The day after Christmas, they will have heart-shaped candies. After you just bought that big bag of Christmas candy, after you just bought that big bag of Halloween candy, it never ends. It is a never-ending cycle. And I'm done on Jackson. I'm checking out on it. So if you're going to give from me, anybody, be thankful because I thought of you that much. Because everybody else is just getting a good kind word. And maybe that's what we need to get back to. Get back to our roots, Oran Jackson. Get back into that Bible. Hand people, Bible scriptures. Give them a real gift this season. You know what? That can be something we can start. Give them a real gift this holiday season, this Christmas season. Share a kind word with them. Pray with whoever wants to be prayed with. And show that festive side of this holiday. You're listening to 96.7 KBEL. Here's George Jones with Radio Lover. George Jones, Radio Lover. So what is your budget, Oran Jackson, per person? Does it go up with, does it go up the higher you go up the hill with, the parents being number one?
Yeah,
and it just kind of gets lower. Like, your favorite co-host, might get, just what's up, Mike? Happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and then it goes up from there. Girlfriend, favorite cousin, because you got a favorite. Favorite sibling, just like they get more than just a salutations card for Christmas, and it just goes up. But how much is too much per person? Like, do you have a budget, or is it more of if you see something they would really like, you go ahead and get it?
Yeah, that's me.
That's kind of how I am. Now, if it's one of those gaming computers, like, no, I'm not spending $2,000. Like, no, out of question. I will get you a Chromebook for $199. But I think that's what a lot of people do. I know I did when my kids were younger. It was like I could not go into Walmart without getting something else because it was like, ooh, they could use that, or ooh, they would like that. Ooh, just I thought I was done shopping, but it was just every little thing. Walmart comes, they know how to market these things. And you're just thinking, did I get enough? I think I did. Just to make sure, let me go ahead and get this. And over the years, now, even less and less. Just it doesn't mean I don't love my kids any less. It just means they're not little anymore. So the big pizzazz of a lot of gifts and the stocking stuffers really doesn't hit for them anymore. I've noticed that over the years, and I'm like, okay, well, let me cut those out because countless times, matter of fact, we found a bag of candy that we had made, a little different assorted candies. We put in a little gift bag thing in their stocking when we were digging all this stuff out. So that just goes to show it's not being missed. It's not, I don't know, for some reason my kids don't eat candy like that. Me, there was no candy left. Like, Halloween, Christmas, all that, it's gone. But for some reason, like, my kids just don't eat candy like that. Weirdos, You're listening to 96.7 KBEL. Let us know what's wrong with your kids when they're not, what do they do that, you would think, like, I've noticed the first day of school, they tell me that kids don't really worry about that anymore. When back in my day, it used to be the biggest day of the year. Like, that's when you was going to shut it down. You was going to look fly, Oran Jackson. You was going to wear your best suit, your best shoes, your best jeans or shorts, your best attire. And you was going to, you was going to let everybody know you showed up on the first day of school. Not so much these days. Like, they even say, like, some kids, they don't even worry about getting new clothes. Like, if they do get new clothes, they wear them during the summer.
My senior year, I wore shorts and Birkenstocks first day of school.
Like, it used to be a big deal. Yeah. And it's like, now they're just like, not so much. So, harsh realities for, elderlies like me. But let us know what you found that, doesn't relate to your kids as much as it did to you when you were their age. And that's one of the things is like Christmas and stuff for me. The little gifts, the little trinkets and stuff in the stockings and stuff. That would used to be one of the glitz and glamour. Not so much anymore. But I still love those gold coin chocolates. They're like the Crunch bars, but they got like that peanut butter bottom of it, or it depends on where you get it or whatever. But yeah, those gold coins, they come in like a little net sack, and there's usually like 10 of them in there and stuff. Usually you can get them at Dollar Tree. So guess where I'm going after the show? Meet me there. You have to fight me if there's only one bag though. You're listening to 96.7 KBEL. Here's David Ball, Thinking Problem. Okay, I make the call. She called me back sometime. Cool. They're usually pretty good at, getting around to it, calling back. all compliments. I mean, giving Oran Jackson, I better be getting a present.
I got you, Sean. I got you.
Right away.
Does he go on the TikTok page and watches?
YouTube.
Oh, okay, nice.
Sean, Oran Jackson's come pick up your gift anytime on the weekend.
Yeah.
Stop by here. My favorite memory. Yes, I admit I got a thinking problem. She's always on my mind. Her memory goes round.
Cassie just got a flag. She's a milestone follower.
Oh, snap.
She's a badge.
It's National Roof Over Your Head Day and Package Protection Day. David Ball, thinking problem. And how about some changing patterns in consumer behavior over the holiday and Christmas season? A growing portion of holiday shoppings is happening online in recent years. More than half of the consumers in the U.S. reported being likely to stop shopping, or they're more likely to shop online for holiday gifts. And that is apparent because back even in the 2000s, I remember when Amazon used to be like eBay, if you don't remember that. It used to be actual people that, sold items, and it was like eBay. They had it could be a store, they owned a store and they had different stuff, but they put their own items on there and you could buy it from this person and stuff like that. And then it got to where, it had to be businesses. I guess they were running into problems with people getting shafted from sending their money to so and so, and couldn't wasn't the right gift or wasn't the right thing they were supposed to get. But yeah, it used to be like eBay where you're buying from a direct source, a person. But back in the day, man, the malls used to be crazy. There's videos. I'm on an Oklahoma City history deal. People share their old pictures and stuff. And Crossroads Mall, which got a bad name because back in 2008, that's when gang activity and stuff started happening there. And there was actually, the police had to take down somebody in the mall, a gang member in there. And after that, it was just pretty much done. But I remember as a kid, Crossroads Mall was the best mall in Oklahoma City. It was thriving. It used to be festive. The big Christmas tree out in the middle everywhere. It used to just be festive. And if you ever go in there and look, there's videos and stuff of 1995 Crossroads Mall, and it is so crazy to see that many people in there, and nobody's freaking out. nobody's there's no anxiety of people, being in large crowds and stuff like that. It's like, where did we go with society when that was so wrong? Because at one time on Jackson, you used to be able to just go into a store and they had what you needed. But now, and more, we've always been, you had to go to Texarkana, got to go to the city, you got to go to Texarkana or City or Tulsa to get those special items, or you can order it online. It'll be here in 2 weeks, But for the majority of the part, you used to be able to just go to a store and they had what you wanted. Not so much anymore. Many consumers are becoming more cautious with rising prices, inflation concerns, and economic uncertainty. They have pushed some to reduce spending. For example, a 2025 survey by Deloitte found many consumers plan to spend less on retail goods and holiday experiences compared to with prior years. That's me, baby, all day. Save a little money, save a little change in my pocket. Because, how much do you really need? For me, I think the thing is, we get our kids the stuff throughout the year that they need. And they really don't need nothing this time of year. So, they ain't getting nothing from me, no, I'm playing. You're listening to 96.7 KBEL. Let us know what you remember about the good old days and, Christmas shopping. Because back in the 90s, Christmas shopping, Christmas in its own existence was just more festive, I feel like. Maybe it's just I long for those times when, family members and stuff were still here and, didn't have to worry about bills, Oran Jackson. It was a good time back then. You're listening to 96.7 KBEL. Let us know what you miss about your childhood Christmases. Here's Rhett Akins with That Ain't My Truck here on 96.7 KBEL.
National Apple Pie Day.
What?
National Apple Pie Day. Sweet.
Go ahead and do that one because all I got is National Roof Over Your Head Day and National Package Protection Day.
Right.
Lord, this don't look good at all. I'm a curve, sitting here all night.
Oh, Dennis Johnson. Hey, I gotta read this. I forgot.
Okay. Good morning, 96.7 KBEL. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Xmas? Yeah. I know a lot of people. I remember first seeing that, as a kid. And, my dad didn't like that either. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Blue Christmas? All right, I got you. I'll play it right before we do the trade lines. All right, no problem. All right, bye. Blue Blue Christmas right before trading lines.
But
Appreciate it.
sir.
When do you want to read that?
I'm reading it right now.
And then I'll go ahead and do the deal after that, the national days.
That's Red Atkins, That Ain't My Truck. And I want to talk about the Broken Bow Theatrical Society happening December 3rd through December 12th. The Broken Bow Theatrical Society was established in 2006. They are a nonprofit organization and bursting with entertaining personalities. Their next show is A Christmas Carol, written by Charles Dickens and adapted by and directed by Tasha Brinkley Davenport. This is their third year on this production. They have lots of new faces and new scripts, along with new costumes and bigger performances. Actors are local, dedicated, and talented. A Christmas Carol will be December 11th, 12th, and 13th at 6 p.m. and on the 14th at 4 p.m. The show will be at the Southeastern Audible Campus Theater. $12 for adults and $8 for kids. 3 and up and seniors. 2 and under get in free. You can take cans of food for $1 off your tickets on Thursday and Friday. And those cans of food will be donated to the McCurtain County Christmas Council. And on Saturday and Sunday, the canned food will be donated to Gracefully Yours. Again, that's the Broken Bow Theatrical Society, December 3rd through December 12th. And you can call into the radio station for more information. You're tuned into Audible's first 96.7 KBEL. You've been hanging out with Oran Jackson and Micah Frazier.
Yes, sir. And it's time for your national days, notable birthdays, and memorable events. This Wednesday, December 3rd, is National Roof Over Your Head Day. The day was created as a day to be thankful for what you have, starting with the roof over your head. There are many things that we have that we take for granted and do not stop to appreciate how fortunate we are for having them, especially on these cold mornings like this. Can you imagine just being out there, like just cold constantly? It's also National Apple Pie Day.
Different times into something special. It's not the fun China or a reserve seating. It could only be that Mrs. Morris is serving Mrs. Smith's tonight.
Yes, Mrs. Smith apple pie.
Chock full of luscious apples and baked in a flaky crust. You can thank Mrs. Smith's old-fashioned apple pie for making each dinner a little special.
Great pie, Mom.
Save a piece for your dad.
Uh-oh.
So when dessert at the Morrises is special, it's thanks to Mrs. Smith's.
My mind has been corrupted. National Package Protection Day is December 3rd. It encourages homeowners to stay alert during these high delivery times. The Wednesday after Thanksgiving is a time to remind us to protect our homes against package theft, which becomes more and more prevalent during the holiday season. You know, you always got to protect your packages, folks. There's package what do they call them? Porch pirates is what they call them.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen those videos where they got like the exploding, like it'll have like
those.
dog poop or something like that, and it's like when they take it out in like 30 seconds after they get in their car, it explodes. With my luck though, it would like seriously injure somebody or kill somebody, and I'd be going to prison. So it is what it is. I just don't order packages, cut out the whole thing. But your notable birthdays for December 3rd is Henry A. Wise, 1806, the 33rd governor of Virginia. Thomas Alfred Davies, 1809, brevet major general of the Union Army. George B. McClellan, 1826, the 24th governor of New Jersey. Cleveland Abbey, 1838, considered the father of Weather Bureau. Phoebe Hearst, 1842, founder of the University of California Museum of Anthropology. Charles Alfred Pillsbury, let me take a guess, 1842, founder of the Pillsbury Company. Woo-hoo! Ellen Swallow Richards, 1842, founder of the home economics movement. Mildred Wiley, 1901, Olympic bronze medal winner of the high jump. Lynn Lesser, 1922, actor remembered for his role as Uncle Leo in Seinfeld. Hey, I know that, or knew that guy. He passed away in 2011, but Uncle Leo. John Backus, 1924, inventor and creator of the Fortran computer language. Andy Williams, 1927, pop singer of The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Ooh, we're going to play that tomorrow. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Sally Schleyer, 1938, mathematician and engineer who co-developed the Share-Miller method of software development. Peter Schultz, 1942, scientist and co-inventor of the optical fiber. Mickey Thomas, 1949, lead singer of Jefferson Starship. Don Barnes, 1952, founding member of the rock and roll band 38 Special. Julianne Moore, 1960, actress known for her roles in The Big Lebowski, Hannibal, and Still Alice. Brendan Fraser, 1968, actor known for his role in the Mummy films and most recently, The Whale. Sean Parker, 1979, co-founder of Napster. He was a thief. He stole Napster, is what allegedly is what the original founder of Napster says. Anna Klumsky, 1980, actress known for her role in the My Girl movies. Oh, is that Veda Sultanfuss? Amanda Seyfried, 1985, actress in the Mamma Mia films. Your memorable events for December 3rd. 1775, John Paul Jones raises the Grand Union flag on USS Alfred. 1818, Illinois becomes the 21st state to join the Union, not Illinois. I had a teacher once that said, if you ever go to Illinois, don't say Illinois. It annoys them. 1828, Andrew Jackson elected the 7th president of the United States. 1833, Oberlin College in Ohio opens as the first co-ed college. And the rest is history, folks. 1834, the first dental society organized in New York. 1835, the first mutual fire insurance company issues its first policy in Rhode Island. 1847, Frederick Douglass publishes the first issue of his newspaper, North Star. 1868, the first black people to serve on a jury are appointed for the trial of Jefferson Davis. 1904, Charles Dillon Perrine discovers the Jovian moon Himalaya. 1911, the first sample of air conditioner is presented by Willis Carrier to the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. 1923, the first congressional open session is broadcasted over the radio. 1926, author Agatha Christie disappears for 11 days. 1929, President Hoover delivers his first State of the Union message to Congress. 1948, the first female Army officer not in the medical corps is sworn in. 1964, 800 students are arrested at the University of California at Berkeley. 1962, a soil sample from Times Beach, Missouri, contains 300 times the safe level of dioxin. 1989, President Bush and Mikhail Gorbachev released statements ending the Cold War. 1999, NASA loses contact with the Mars polar lander before the spacecraft enters the Martian atmosphere. And in 2017, the first pizza party in space was held by astronauts. And the Easter Bunny was there too. That was your national days, notable birthdays, and memorable events. Stay tuned for Trading Lines. We have one last request, Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley, to get this festive season going for you. Stay tuned for Trading Lines. Get your calls in 286-6642. Get all your stuff ready. There's people out here needing what you got. Without you, I'll be sorry. Yeah. Always gotta protect the McNuggets. I was thinking that too. That's why I said my mind has been corrupted. And then on the apple pie thing, the kids like, great pie, Mom. And she's like, save some for your dad. And I was like, my mind is just corrupted. The world, the internet has corrupted my fragile little mind. Good job. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate it, Cass City. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Sean Duggett, don't forget, when you're shopping and running up that credit card, think of me and Oran Jackson.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all tomorrow, 7 a.m.